Hello guys, how are you all? Today we'll be reacting to his story. Let's see. So we got a new video over here.
I came home to every light in the house on and told my son each one was going to cost him $1. He was on the... I came home...
$1? Just take all my money. I'm never gonna keep the lights off. Take all my money. I don't care.
To every light in the house on and told my son each one was going to cost him $1. He was on the couch with the TV on, 2 lamps going, and the hallway lit up behind him. I pulled $1 from my
Whoa. I'm sorry guys, but I'm trying not to pause too much. Is he there having 2 lamps and a television and a hallway light? You know something, my guy? I would rather just open the television with no light. I would love that. I would seriously love that.
wallet and stuck it on the fridge. The first one's on me, but from now on, every light you leave on costs you one of these. By the end of the week, there were $9 on the fridge. He didn't care until he went to buy the video game he'd been saving for and came up short. He sat on his bed counting his money over and over, and it still wasn't enough. The next morning, I left the bathroom light on, and he was waiting for me in the hallway. He flipped the switch and held out his hand. Light was on, Dad. That's $1. I laughed and handed it to him. He didn't laugh back. He just pocketed it and walked away. After that, a notebook showed up on the kitchen table. Every room had a column, and every time someone left a light on, he logged it. I unplugged my phone charger one morning, and he appeared out of nowhere. Dad, that's been...
Where did he come from? Dad, if you would... his story, you would know that your son is coming into your room. So I don't understand, how did you not see him?
On all night. It counts. You owe me $1. He started checking the power bill every month, and one night at dinner, he slid it across the table and pointed at the number. Dad, look, we saved $20 this month. Last week I walked into the garage and he was up on a step stool changing a light bulb. Dad, these are the good ones. They last like 10 years. Last night I left the hallway light on, and he came out of his room in his pajamas, notebook in hand. He flipped the switch and held out his palm.
So one time he came out of his room while wearing normal clothes, and now, I think so, and now he's wearing his pajamas. You're good, my guy.
It's $1, Dad. I shook my head and handed it over. Best dollar I ever spent. I came home to every light in the house on and told my son each one was going to cost him $1. He was on the couch with the TV on, 2 lamps going, and the hallway lit up behind him. I pulled $1 from my wallet and stuck it on the fridge. I walked through my school's metal detector and it started beeping. I was only carrying a lunchbox in my hand, but the principal snatched it and started whispering, "Oh my God." He led me to his office where he set the lunchbox on the table and demanded to know why I brought a bomb into school. I stared at my ham and cheese sandwich, my juice box, and my candy bar, and told him this was just my lunch my mom had packed. He freaked out. What kind of lunch makes the detector start beeping? I shrugged and suggested the detector was just faulty, but he started examining my sandwich, holding the bread against the light and trying to see if there was something inside the crust. I asked him to please stop touching my sandwich with his unwashed hands, and he slammed his palms on the table. "You're worried I'm going to find something, aren't you?" He picked up his phone, and before I knew it, 2 police officers and a drug-sniffing dog barged into the office. The dog immediately approached my food. The principal pointed his finger. "See? The dog knows that's a bomb," I replied, "or it just wants my sandwich." The principal picked up my juice box and looked at it closer, and one of the officers leaned in and said, "That could be gasoline inside. Maybe he wants to start a fire." I told them the juice box wasn't even opened, so I couldn't have gotten anything inside it. I watched them pick apart my sandwich, laying out the ham and cheese individually on the desk, and wondered how these were the people in charge of making decisions. Eventually, the principal called my mom. "Please get here immediately. We suspect your son has a bomb." My mom rushed in. "Oh my God, is everything okay?" But then she saw my lunchbox on the table, the sandwich picked apart, the juice box opened, and the
I'm sorry guys, but actually I'm trying not to stop. But he did literally just said that there is a bomb inside the sandwich. My guy, a bomb planted inside the sandwich. The sandwich will be bigger than my head. So how will that... He's blind. And actually he's dumb. How is he a principal over here?
Dog trying to tear at the wrapper of my candy bar. "So what's the issue?" Our detector started beeping when he walked through, "Ma'am. We suspect these are explosives disguised as a sandwich." My mom looked around, then scrunched her face and pointed to her temple. "Are you people cuckoo?" She picked up the bread and crumpled it on the principal's desk. "I just left my 2-month-old baby home alone because your detector told you a ham and cheese sandwich was a bomb. And instead of going, maybe the detector is wrong, you decided that my 8-year-old son had somehow created bombs that look like bread." Everyone's faces went red. The principal stared at his desk, and the I walked through my and pointed at everyone's faces and said if it started
Good job, Mom. Good job. And you also have your 2-month baby. You have a little brother or a little sister. I don't know.
raining knowledge, they would choose to stay inside. Finally, she told them they'd be paying for a new lunch for me and stormed out. The next day, I walked up to the principal and asked if I should take my sandwich through the detector, just in case it's a bomb. I walked through my school's. I was 15 when I got my first job as a gas station cashier to help out my single mom. My dad ran away, so I knew I needed to step up, but on my first day, a man in a mask and fire.
That's his dad. Yeah, that's his dad, I think. I think that's his dad, and I think he's being disguised because the description says the robber knew my name, so I don't think
Stormed in at 2 a.m. He yelled, "Hand over the money," and I immediately knew I wasn't getting paid enough for this. My hands trembled with fear as I pressed the cash into his palm and pressed the silent alarm under the desk. But then he immediately gave me back everything except one single $50 bill. I was still shaking when he lowered his firearm. "I'm sorry, but it's my son's 16th birthday in a few days. I haven't seen him since he was a baby, so I want to send the $50 to his mom, and maybe she can pass it on to him. That's why I'm doing this." I felt bad, so I replied, "I'm sure his son would appreciate that." But then the man instantly hung his head. "That boy is the only reason I keep trying in this life. Maybe one day I'll find him, and he'll be open to accepting me as his dad." I saw tears form in his eyes, and a strange feeling hit my chest as I thought about how the police were coming. I told him I was 15 just like his son, and didn't have a dad either, and most nights I still sat on the porch waiting for him to come back. His lips trembled as he nodded and went to leave, but when he turned around, I noticed a few strands of ginger hair sticking out from the bottom of his mask. I told myself it couldn't be him, but still called out, "Wait!" The man turned, and I asked him if he has a scar on his knee. "How do you know that?" he replied. I felt tears forming as I asked if his son was named Michael. His mouth flew open and he nodded. I gripped my head. "I'm Michael." The man immediately pulled off his mask, and that's when police walked in. They cuffed him and started walking him out, and tears fell from his eyes. I knew I couldn't let this happen, and immediately ran over the counter, my heart pounding. I clicked the alarm on accident, I yelled to the officers. "He's not here to rob me." They looked at me, looked at the man, and I pulled a picture from my wallet. The only picture I had of me and my dad. The man in front of me looked just like the man in the picture. The officers took one look at it, nodded, and left. I cried staring at him, and suddenly felt my throat closing. "Dad." His lip quivered as he gripped my shoulder. "Son." We pulled each other into a hug and sobbed. I found my dad when he tried to rob me. I was 15 when I got.
Now we can see that.
Me and my sea crew were hauling treasure chests across the ocean when we heard a scream. I dropped.
Okay, guys, don't actually start saying a word because I'm actually very thirsty and I'm lazy to go to my living room. So what will I do? I would rather starve. Actually, I would rather be playing in the mouth like the cartoons whenever it's a desert.
The rope I was holding in shock. I hollered, "Pirates incoming! Keep the Queen's gold safe!" My entire crew scrambled to protect the treasure chests, while the ship slammed into our side, hooks bit our rail, and dozens of pirates poured onto our deck screaming at the top of their lungs. They tied us up and held us down to poles on the ship, and their biggest man hauled our first chest into the sunlight, wedged his axe under the lid, and cracked the seal open. My whole body froze with fear, because the gold belonged to the Queen, and if they stole it, the Queen's navy would hunt down this ship and hang every last one of us. Their captain strolled through the spilled gold. "The booty's mine. The ship's mine." He pointed at me and the other strongest men on the ship. "Get these dogs row for me now." His crew started unchaining us, and I raised my voice over their laughter. "Put it back, all of it. Sail away, and hope that Her Majesty never learns your names." The captain crouched down and pointed his hook at me. "Make him walk the plank." I gulped and tried my best to stay calm. A pirate pulled me up by the shoulders and shoved me towards a plank. He pointed at the ocean. "She's real feisty today. She'll have you dead in no time." My entire crew was forced to watch as I slowly put one foot in front of the other. The captain grinned. "Dead men tell no tales." And while my left foot hovered over the icy water, I heard screaming behind me. I turned around and their lookout shrieked, "Sail ho! The Queen's Navy is here!" A warship 5 times our size filled the horizon. It had cannons locked and loaded and was ready to kill us all. The captain's grin died and he shrieked, "Put it back! Put it all back!" And grown pirates started shoveling doubloons into chests with their bare hands. One pirate knelt on the deck pressing 2 halves of a seal back together, and I leaned my head against the mast. "You can't unbreak a seal." He took out a gun and got ready to turn it inwards. Me and my secret, a little kid came into my store, but the
Okay guys, so that's gonna be the last video we're gonna watch, and because I want to drink water, and also like I wanna stay with my dad for a little bit because I'm leaving a couple of months later, so to school. So I should probably not post for a couple of months as well. So if you guys know why did I disappear, I had school. School is the worst.
And he saw me, he froze and started trembling uncontrollably. I felt bad because I knew my prison tattoos terrified him, and his legs shook as he slowly walked over. He pointed at the bag of blue Sour Patch behind me, so nervous he couldn't look me in the eye. His voice shook as he asked for the price, but when I placed the bag on the counter, he immediately snatched it. "I'm so sorry for this, sir." He began sprinting out the door with the Sour Patch, his legs still shaking. But I just reached under my desk and calmly pressed the anti-theft button. The front entrance doors locked, and he stopped dead. His eyes went wide, and he tried prying the doors open, straining as hard as he could. I calmly walked over and towered over him. Pee began running down his leg when he turned around because he was so scared. He dropped the bag of Sour Patch and covered his face, crying,
guys,
"I'm sorry, I didn't want to do this." I looked at him and felt like something deeper was going on, because he didn't look like the petty theft delinquent type. I knelt down and asked him why he stole from my store. He was still crying, and between choking sobs he said, "My big sister is dying at the hospital. My parents spent all the money on her treatment, and I just wanted her to have her favorite candy one last time." He looked up at me. "I'm a good kid, I swear, I just didn't know what to do." I felt my heart break as I picked up the Sour Patch and pressed it into his hands while he sobbed. I walked him to the hospital, then watched him give her the Sour Patch, and realized he wasn't a bad kid. He was just doing a little wrong so he could do a lot right. A little kid.
Okay guys, so that's our end of the video. So that's the end of our video. If you're watching this video, please like and subscribe, and please make us hit 1K by the next year, please. Thank you. Bye. Alright guys, can you please comment down below if you're gonna actually watch Argentina and Spain? If you already did, tell me the score because I did not watch it. Bye. Why am I leaving?